Welcome back to Catholic Conversations. As always, I'm your host, Joelle Zarnowski, and this week we are joined by Thomas and James, who are two seniors at Seton Catholic Central down in Binghamton. So thank you so much for being here today, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Super excited to have you here to talk about the group that you are involved with, which is the God Squad. So can you, just to start out, kind of tell the story for us about how the God Squad got started, what, sparked it? Was there a person maybe that influenced your group to form? Whatever you want to share about that.
So, yeah, basically last year, I always wanted to make a club at Seton that's just like faith-filled, where everyone could be, joined together regardless of what they believe. And actually what really helped us last year was Cornelius Deep, our seminarian in our diocese. Yeah. And, he brought a lot of faith back into our school community. And I always wanted to make this theology club, and I was like, what's the better time than to make it now? Because he's leaving. What's going to happen with our faith at Seton? And this is the best time to make it. So over the summer, I thought of some names, and, God Squad just came to me. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And so in the summer, we met with one of our theology teachers, Jan D'Angelo, and he loved the idea. And from that point on, we made the group, including with James and a few other students.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I think for me, it's last year when Cornelius came to Seton during his year, there was a lot of people who started to get really into the faith because he was very open and inviting to a lot of people, and he really kickstarted my faith. So as the year came to a close and I realized like he's going to be gone, like who can take this over next year? So I brought it into prayer, and like over the summer I felt a very big calling to fill in the shoes of Cornelius. So just over the summer I had a lot of discussions with him and other people who have led me in the faith, because I wanted to bring more people, because I know what he did for me, and I know that faith could move other people and bring them closer to God. Yeah. And then I knew Thomas, who's more of the technical side of it. He wanted to get very involved, so we met together, and we're here now.
Yeah, that's great. So I've met Cornelius a few times, and he just has this really infectious personality. So I'm not surprised at all that his passion for the faith, definitely rubbed off on you guys, and you wanted to see that continue. And I think it's like such a great example that you have from him to like see that fire in him. And then now you're like, oh, I can have that fire too. And I can carry that forward, and I can, do what he did, and inspire your peers to get more involved. So when you started the group, how did you get your peers to become involved? Was it just, you pulled in your friends? Were you like putting up flyers? Like, how did you work to grow your group?
So over the summer, we already had a great group of people from last year who were very involved with the faith, like a core group of probably 10 people that were very involved and seeking to doing more things this year with the faith. And so Jan D'Angelo called us in the summer, and he was basically saying, what are we going to do for next year when Cornelius isn't here? You guys have to step up and do something. And that's when I brought out the God Squad, and it was perfect because everyone wanted to be involved, and this was kind of the best way for everyone to be involved and have leadership skills with the faith in our community.
Yeah.
I think I was just like talking one-on-one with people that I knew they were quiet, but you could tell like they had a passion for it. So, because we had a group chat going at the beginning, and it would work, but what I realized from Cornelius, I learned from, is when you're one-on-one with people, you really it touches them more. So reaching out to people one-on-one, and then also like the school announcements, like towards the beginning of the year, we'd make lots of announcements of different activities going on, and that would draw a lot of people near.
Yeah. So that like personal invitation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. So for as far as like activities go, what does the God Squad do? Like what kind of activities are you providing for your classmates?
So basically how the club is set up, it's set up in 3 pillars, and one of them is for school mass, for wide school mass, for chapel events, that's like chapel mass, rosary, confession, and the third pillar is for the Saints for Life. And going back to how the club started again, we had the Saints for Life group already, but it was hard to pull in people to this group because it's hard because a lot of people, even at our Catholic school, it's hard to get them into the pro-life aspect of our school. And I thought while making the God Squad, it's under a different title and there's more things to do in the club. So with that, it also has the Saints for Life in it. So people can join it. A bunch of people can join this one theology club at Seton, and it's an opportunity for people to pick and choose what they want to do, whether that's, helping with Mass or also being part of the Saints for Life and helping out in that aspect, or helping with confessions, being a sacristan, stuff like that. So it's an opportunity where people can, pick and choose what they want to do in this club. So everyone feels welcome. It's one big cohesive group and nobody's like excluded from what they want to do in the club.
Yeah. And then, so like, have you seen kind of like an increase in your peers that are interested in doing those things?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. A lot of people, I think it's part of like what I said earlier with Cornelius being more open, like having that openness to other people and being welcoming to other. You see a lot more people draw near, and there's a lot of people who last year I would have never expected to be involved.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
like, praise God, now they're very involved. They're even helping us set things up, and
Yeah.
it's honestly a blessing to see
Oh,
so
that's
many people
great.
who you would never expect to be in the faith, and now they're on fire. So
Yeah. That's got to be a really good feeling for you guys to know that like you're having this positive impact with your peers, and it's something that like obviously faith is very personal to everybody, but you're sharing like the love that Jesus has for you with everyone else.
Praise God.
Yeah. So have you seen any other like impact? So I know you talked a little bit about, there's some hesitancy maybe from some of your peers to get involved in Saints for Life. Obviously the topic of pro-life can be kind of difficult. People fall within different areas of their beliefs surrounding that. And I would think that especially at your age, it's difficult because you're all still kind of like coming into your faith, trying to understand what that means. And so like for that group or that part of it in particular, do you feel like now that it's fallen under the God Squad that you have more people that are open to learning more about it and trying to understand that part of our faith and why we fight so hard to protect life? Do you think it makes it easier?
I think it does. One example, like you can see with this, is that one of the members of the God Squad actually created a trip for us to go to the March for Life in Washington, D.C. this year. And we had so many Seton students going on this trip.
Wow.
And just based off of that, people that you wouldn't ever think, like James would say, that would never want to be part of like a faith group or even the Saints for Life group. Like we saw them go on the March for Life and we're very passionate about being pro-life. And I think that's like half the battle. You have to have a very good leader in there that's very like charismatic and loves what they're doing and, is very happy. And, if you see that, I feel like you can get more people into it. And I feel like the other half of it is, just understanding what it means, for regarding abortion and IVT, because it's with the in vitro. It's like a couple months ago, I was like, why is this like not seen as good in the Catholic Church?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because it creates life, and it's and doing more research on it, it's like, oh, it actually kills more lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I feel like half the battle is like also people not understanding the grave impact of these things that are pro-life and pro-choice. So.
Yeah. So they're having more of an opportunity to really dig deeper into it and have a better understanding of it versus just like, going along with it as a like, well, I'm told that this is what I'm supposed to believe, so I guess I'll believe it. But having a deeper understanding of, really what it entails, which is great. I think especially when you're younger, like it's so hard nowadays because there's so much information out there like at your fingertips, and so you have easy access to it, but it's like, how do you take it all in? How do you process it? And so when you have a group like this, you guys have like a support system where you can talk to each other about it, and you can, you know, have these deeper conversations with one another, and, you know, learn from it, really reflect on, you know, what it means to you, what it means to your faith, instead of just kind of like floating along on your own and trying to figure it out without that support. Yeah. So that's really great. Yeah. So you guys are seniors this year. And so this is an initiative that you started, and something that you've been, you know, pushing and really working towards having it be successful. So how do you feel that being a part of the God Squad has like helped shape your leadership skills and maybe influenced some of your decisions for the future? Maybe like what college you're going to attend, or maybe what you want to do as a career. How have you seen your experiences with this influence that?
Yeah, I think for me, it helped me grow a lot deeper in my faith and take it a lot more seriously. Knowing that I'm leading a pack of people, it makes me, my faith isn't just for me, it's for the world. Mm-hmm. Like, God gave me the faith that I have, not just so that I can enjoy it myself, but to draw others near to it. And that really helped me with my decision in the future, because for college, I had a big debate between going to Franciscan University, which is obviously beautiful campus, has a very strong faith, but the other option, which I committed to, was Binghamton University, which has a Newman house, but the faith, they had a big increase in the faith this year by student-led projects. Yeah. And I feel a really big calling from God, you know. Of course, I'd love to go to Steubenville. It's a great school, and the community is, you can't beat it. But I see God could use me at Binghamton to draw to a place where people don't have the faith and bring them to the faith. Yeah. Kind of resembling what we did at Seton.
Yeah. I've heard great things about the Newman community at Binghamton. Yeah, so it sounds like a really good community to get involved in, and to help them grow. Because I mean, if they're in the early stages, you have experience now with building a group like that. So, and how about for you, Thomas?
So the God Squad was an opportunity to like increase our leadership within the school and our faith. And just as James said, it was an opportunity to grow our faith as well, because we are leading these group of people, and we need to know our faith and stand firm in our beliefs. And so it was an opportunity to grow in the leadership as well as in our faith. And this actually helped influence my decision. I'm going to Villanova University next year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And one of the big things that drew me to the school was the Catholic identity, and more specifically, the Villanovans for Life there. And one of my teachers at Seton, our theology teacher, Mr. George Phillips, he was actually the president of Villanovans for Life when he was there. And that kind of drew me to the school. And I saw, when I was on a tour there was crosses set up, and each cross represented like 100 aborted babies. And it was just, it was so, I guess, fulfilling to see that there's a group of people at Villanova University that, you know, stands up and believes in that. And it's funny because actually a couple of days ago, my mom came down and she was like, do you know Pope Leo XIV started the Villanovans for Life? I was like, no way. Like, and I was like, this is way before Pope Leo became, you know, the Pope. And it was just like, I wanted to join this group, and it just feels special now.
Yeah. It's so cool to have that tie now to our Holy Father. Like he's gonna be, you guys are gonna be fellow alumni of the same college. So that's,
maybe even stay in the same dorm room.
Yeah. I bet once you get there, like I'm sure Villanova is like, we gotta put up everything about him. Like they're gonna have all sorts of stuff there. So that is really exciting. And kind of like off topic of the God Squad, but I want to get your reaction. Like, how did you guys feel when you heard this announcement of Pope Leo? Like, were you surprised that they elected an American, or were you just like really excited about it? Like, what were your reactions?
I think I was like, I didn't really know anything about him, but the more and more I research about him, I get a lot more excited, because he holds those traditional values of the Catholic faith, but he's also very open, and like his first speech was all about building bridges to other people.
Right.
And obviously that's an aspect that I touch personally, because my faith began with people reaching out to me.
Right.
But then also the fact that he's an American Pope, which obviously nobody expected that.
Right.
Which was amazing. Cornelius actually was telling me how when John Paul II became Pope, the first Polish Pope, Poland had a very big surge in Catholic population. So my hope is that he could if he touches America, America really needs the Catholic faith to come back. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I totally agree. What about you?
It was kind of surreal because we were watching it, me and James and Cornelius and Mr. Phillips, we were all watching it in the gym on the TV, and we were like, when's the Pope coming out? The white smoke came out, like 45 minutes, like he should be out by now.
Yeah.
And it was funny, like 5 seconds before the Pope came out, Mr. Phillips was like, that there's a cardinal that went to Villanova and graduated, and his name is Prevost. And then 3 seconds later he comes out and it's him, and we're like, no way. And it was like that. It was when he went to Villanova. He's from America. It was just insane. It was surreal. And then they were like, Leo the 14th. I was like, oh, I was so happy when they said Leo, because Leo the 13th, he made the St. Michael prayer. Yeah. He had a very big devotion to Mary and wrote many encyclicals on that and stood firm in the political sense too. So it's great to see that the Pope picked Leo in this time, and in regards to where we are now in society, and he will stand firm in what he believes and pick the right decisions. So.
Yeah. We were all waiting with bated breath here too. We're like, okay, it's been like 45 minutes. Where is he? And then I have an Apple Watch, and it keeps like going off telling me my heart rate's high, and I'm like, I know, I'm excited. So that was really, it was cool to witness. It's like, it's history in the making. So, so before we wrap up, as graduating seniors, how are you guys preparing to have the God Squad continue after you move on to college? Do you have like successors that are in place, or do you just are you confident that the group is strong enough that they will forge ahead?
We have a couple people who are willing to step up in the junior class.
Great. And
we've been, one-on-one with them, showing them like how to do the sacristan work, how to like set up for mass and all that. But also what I've realized a lot is we have people in every grade from 7th grade to senior. I think at minimum 2 people in each class who are really diving deep into the faith this year. And I think they all really want to have that leadership role that we have and bring more people to the faith. So I think especially from one of our theology teachers, Jan D'Angelo, he does the rosary before school and after school. And I go in the morning before school because it just fits my schedule. I go to daily mass and go to rosary in the morning. But the after school one, it's a lot of the 7th and 8th graders. And last year, the after school rosary, there wasn't as many people. It was really the morning one that was busy. But now, for the first time ever, there's 7th and 8th graders going to rosary. We've never had that. And
that's awesome.
It's awesome to see the faith in the youth. And it gives me hope that, although I'm leaving, like Seton still has a future, and I think they have a bright future regarding the faith. So I'm excited.
That's great. Yeah.
And it's actually really nice to see, because while we have our school-wide masses, we have about 7 servers each time, and only 2 of us are seniors. So the rest of those 5, and there's even more servers that don't even serve during those school masses. Yeah. There's a core group of 5 people that are younger, and not even from the junior class. It's from like 10th grade, 9th grade, 8th grade. So it's great to see that we still have like a strong connection going down to these younger and underclassmen grades. And, next year it's their opportunity. We built the foundation, but it's their opportunity to, take the club where it needs to be and where they want it to go. So,
yeah.
That's awesome. Also, like, this year we did a lot of things that I didn't expect. Like we have weekly confession and weekly mass, and we also have like adoration every month, and for Lent we did it every week. So I'm excited to see what they introduce new too. Yeah. Like, of course, Seton has a very special place in my heart, so I've been plopping ideas into their head. Yeah. So I'm excited to see where they take it.
That's so great. I'm sure that they will do you guys proud. It sounds like you have a really great group of dedicated people who want to live their faith and share it with others. And so I'm sure that they will exceed your expectations, it sounds like.
God will guide them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, thank you so much again for coming on today and sharing everything about the God Squad with us. And are you guys we're recording this in advance of when it airs, but you guys are you going to go see Cornelius's ordination?
We are actually driving up Friday because we're serving for it. So
That's so exciting.
Excited.
We have
Oh,
a
that's
group
great.
of about like 10 guys that are serving from the
That's
southern
great.
tier, which is great.
That's great. I'm sure he'll love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, thank you again.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
for
much.
having us.
Yeah, and thank you to our listeners. We will see you next week.